All right, we're diving into a project today called BloodPrint AI, and it's all built around a single, kind of mind-bending question you've probably never even thought to ask. So, get this. Could the unique swirls and ridges on your fingertip actually hold a secret that's usually, locked away inside your veins? I know, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But believe it or not, that's the central question driving a very real project. And that's exactly what we're going to break down. We're looking at an AI-powered web app that's been trained to do just that, to analyze a fingerprint and actually try to predict a person's blood group. So, how on earth is that even possible? Well, let's dig into the surprising connection this project is trying to make between our biometrics, the science of our physical traits, and our deeper biology. First things first, let's pop the hood and look at the brains of this whole operation. Because this isn't magic. It's a very specific and really powerful type of artificial intelligence. At its heart is something called a Convolutional Neural Network, or CNN for short. Now, the best way to think of a CNN is like a digital detective that works with pixels. It's a special kind of AI that's just brilliant at looking at images, finding hidden patterns, and figuring out what it's seeing. Kind of like a real detective analyzing clues at a crime scene. And here's how it works, in a nutshell. It's a simple three-step process. First, you give it a fingerprint image. Then the CNN gets to work sifting through that image for all these tiny, subtle patterns that you and I would never see. And finally, based on all the data it's learned from, it spits out a prediction for the person's blood group. Simple as that. Okay, so that's the theory. But what does it actually look like when you use it? Let's check out the web app itself and what the experience is like for a user. And honestly, one of the most impressive things here is that it's not just some clunky algorithm. It's a full-on modern web app. It's super user-friendly. We're talking drag and drop, smooth animations, and these really clean charts for the results. Plus, it works on pretty much any device, which is always nice. Now, for all you tech folks out there, this breaks down what's making it all tick. You can see the heavy lifting, the actual AI part, is handled by Python and TensorFlow on the back end. That's the brains. And then the pretty interface, the face of it all, is built with stuff like Bootstrap and Chart.js. It's just a great example of powerful tech meeting a really slick user experience. Okay, so this is all really cool, but let's ask the big question. Who is this actually for? Is this going to be the future of blood testing? Well, the short answer is not really. Yeah, the creators are super clear about who they built this for. This isn't for your doctor's office, and it's not for the general public. It's a tool made specifically for people who are learning and playing around with AI. Think students, hobbyists, and academic researchers. And this is the key phrase. It's a proof of concept. Its job is to show what might be possible. You should think of it more like an awesome final year project for a computer science student, not a real-world medical tool. And that brings us to what is, without a doubt, the single most important part of this whole explainer. We need to be absolutely 100% crystal clear about what this project is not. So let's be super clear here. This is a tool for learning and for experimenting. It is not, I repeat, not a medical device. It should never, ever, ever be used to make any kind of health decision, period. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This is a direct quote from the project's own documentation. It says, "This tool is for research and educational purposes only. It does not replace traditional blood testing procedures in medical settings." You really can't get any clearer than that. So if you remember just one thing from all of this, please make it this. The number of times you should rely on this for actual medical advice is a big, fat 0. It's a fascinating experiment, for sure, but it is not a diagnostic tool. Okay, so with that really critical disclaimer out of the way, let's zoom out a bit. What does a project like this tell us about where technology, and maybe even our own biology, is headed? Well, BloodPrint AI is a perfect window into this emerging field called predictive biometrics. And the core idea here is that our unique biological markers, our fingerprints, our irises, maybe even the sound of our voice, could be used for more than just identification. They could be used to predict other things about us. And you can really see that evolution right here. In the past, biometrics was all about identification. Who are you? Today, we mostly use it for verification, like unlocking our phones. Are you really who you say you are? But the future is moving toward prediction. What else can your data tell us about you? And that leaves us with one last really fascinating question to chew on. If a fingerprint might, just might, hint at a blood type,
What other secrets are hiding in plain sight in our biometric data, just waiting for the right algorithm to come along and find them? It's a thought that's both incredibly exciting and, yeah, maybe a little unsettling. And that feels like the perfect place to leave it.